Hello, everybody. All right, so let's go over the Chapter 5 review test. We're on page 211 of the third grade textbook. The camping club wants to rent rafts. Each raft can hold 8 people. Which equation could be used to find how many rafts are needed for 32 people? All right, so we know that each raft can hold 8 people. They need to hold 32 people. They need enough rafts for 32 people. Okay, so A, that would mean each raft that they're be having 32 rafts. That's not correct. 32 times something is 8. That doesn't make any sense. In our problem, it doesn't make any sense. Some number times 8 is 32. 8 would be the people per raft, 32 number of total people, and the blank would be the number of rafts. That makes sense. And 32 times 8? No. That's the same as this one, just backwards. Commutative property, right? So number 2, select the equations that show the distributive property. Mark all that apply. So we're going to look at one of the multiplication problems that has the greater factor and see if they have broken it up on the other side. So 8 times 20. So we see the 8 again, and then 10 plus 10. Well, that does equal 20, right? So they took the 20 and they broke it up into 2 smaller factors. So A does show the distributive property. 5 times 60. Okay, so they didn't do anything with the 5, but the 60 has been broken into 20 plus 40. 20 plus 40 is 60. So that also shows distributive property. 30 times 6 equals 6 times 30. Here we notice that both factors are exactly the same on both sides of the equal sign. They're just in opposite order. That's not distributive property, that's commutative property. D, 9 times 4 plus 3 equals 9 times 7. Well, we notice that the 4 plus 3 does equal 7. So that does show distributive property. Okay, number 3. Choose the number from the box that makes the sentence true. A library has 48 shelves of fiction books. There are 6 shelves in each cabinet. So how many cabinets of fiction books are there? So 48 shelves total, 6 shelves in each cabinet. So in a sense, we're looking at a cabinet like this, and there's 6 shelves. So we need to have how many cabinets to equal 48? Well, we can just keep adding 6's, right? So that's 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42, 48. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that makes sense. 6 times what equals 48? 8. 8 times 6 is 48. Okay, page 212. For numbers 4a through 4d, choose true or false for each equation. Is 5 times the sum of 4 plus 4 the same as 8 times 5? Yeah, that's true, right? 4 plus 4 is 8, so 8 times 5. 8 times 3 plus 3 equals 8 times 5. 3 plus 3 is 6. So that's 8 times 6, not 8 times 5. That one's false. 3 times 5 is this the sum, the product of 3 times 5 plus the product of 5 times 5 is the same as 8 times 5. Well, if we add the 5 and the 3 together, we get 8, and the 5 is being repeated, so 8 times 5. That's true. Okay. So another way we could do this is 5 times 3 is 15, and 5 times 5 is 25. 25 plus 25 is 40. 8 times 5 is 40. So 40 does equal 40. 3 times 2 plus 8 times 3 is the same as 8 times 5. Well, we already know 8 times 5 is 40. 3 times 2 is 6. 8 times 3 is 24. 24 plus 6 is 30. So that is not true. Number 5. Alia planted 30 trays of flowers. Each tray held 8 flowers. Javon planted 230 flowers. Did Alia plant more flowers than Javon? The same number of flowers or fewer flowers? Okay. So she planted 6 trays of flowers, 8 flowers in each tray, and Javon planted 230. So we're being asked to find 30 times 8 and compare it to 230. Okay, well, 8 times nothing is 0 ones. 8 times 3 tens. 8 times 3 tens is 24 tens, so 240. So 240 is greater. She planted more flowers. For 6A through 6D, choose yes or no to show whether the unknown number is 6. So what we're saying they're asking us to do is put 6 into all of these unknown numbers and see if this number sentence is true. Is 6 times 4 32? 6 times 4 is 24. 24 does not equal 32, so no. 6 times 6, 36. Yes, that's true. 8 times 6 equals 49. No, 8 times 6 is 48, so it does not equal 49. 6 times 30 equal 180. 6 times 0 ones is 0 ones. 6 times 3 tens is 18 tens. So yes. Number 7. Each train can carry 20 cars. Use the number line to find how many cars 6 trains can carry. 6 trains of 20. So we're going to have 6 jumps of 20. So there's 1 train car, 2 train cars, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 120 cars. Right, number 8. Samantha made this multiplication model. Complete the equation that represents the model. Okay, so we have a space in between here, right? So these are 3 different sets. So it's 3 times how much? How much is in each set? 10, 20, 30. 3 times 30, 30, 60, 90. A printer prints newsletters for many groups every month. Which group uses the greatest number of pieces of paper? So we have 4 multiplication problems here that we need to solve. We have 70 times 5. We have 80 times 6. 60 times 7. And 50 times 8. Okay, so 5 times 0 ones is 0, and 7 times 5 is 35. 80 times 6. 6 times 0 ones is 0. 8 times 6, 48. 60 times 7. 7 times 0 ones is 0. 7 times 6. Well, 7 times 5 was 35. So one more set of 7 would be 42 tens. And 8 times 50. 8 times 0 ones is 0. And 8 times 5 is 40 tens. So which group uses the greatest number? The greatest number is 480. So that was the Book Lovers Club. Number 10. A store has 30 boxes of melons. Each box holds 4 bags, and each bag holds 2 melons. What is the total number of melons in the store? 30 boxes. Every box has 4 bags, and every bag has 2 melons. So let's represent how much is in each box. So each box, these are my 4 bags. Each bag has 2 melons. So each box has 8 melons. All right, so we have 30 boxes of 8. 30 times 8. 8 times 0 ones is 0. 8 times 3 is 24 tens. So 240 melons. So if we wanted to represent this as a mathematical sentence, it would have been 4 bags up 2 times 30. 30 boxes, 4 bags in each box, 2 melons in each bag. All right, number 11. Heather's puppy weighs 23 pounds. He's been gaining 3 pounds every month as he grows. If this pattern continues, how much will the puppy weigh 5 months from now? Well, okay, so if his weight right now is 23 pounds, he gains 3 pounds every month. What is that? How much will he weigh after 5 months? So month 1, 23 plus 5, 23 plus 3 is 26. After 2 months, 26 plus 3 would be 29. After 3 months, 29 plus 3 is 32. 4 months, 32 plus 3 is 35. And 5 months, 35 plus 3 is 38. So the dog would weigh 38 pounds. Now we could also do this another way. We could say 23 plus 5 months, 3 pounds per month. So we could say 23 plus 15 is 38. All right, page 214. Number 12. Tim describes a pattern. He says the rule for the pattern shown in the table is add 3. Is his rule correct? Explain how you know. Well, is 4 plus 3 8? No, 4 plus 3 is 7, right? 8 plus 3 is not 12. 8 plus 3 is 11. So no, his rule is his rule correct? No. 4 plus 3 does not equal 8. And so the table is adding 4 each time. 13. This shows a part of a multiplication table. Find the missing numbers and explain how you found the numbers. All right. So what numbers multiplied together give us 35? Well, I know that if a number ends in 5, that it's going to be multiplied by 5. So let's see. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. So 5 times 7. Okay, 5 times 7 is 35. 5 times what is 40? 5 times 8. 5 times 8 is 40. Okay, and so now we know as a multiplication table, the columns increase and the rows increase going across. So this will be 6 and that will be 7. So we're adding 7 going down. So 7 times 7 is 49. In this column, we'll be adding 8s. So 40 plus 8, 48. 48 plus 8, 56. Okay, so I found the missing numbers by figuring out the factors that gave the products of 35 and 40. So 5 times 7 was 35, and 5 times 8 was 40. I then multiplied to complete the table. Okay, final rule for this table. So we're going from, I see that this is increasing. So how much is it increasing? Well, the easiest one for me to do is to go from 400 to 480. That would be adding 80. So let's see if that's right. 240 plus 80. 8 and 4 is 12. Regroup that as 100 and 2 tens. So that's 320. Yes. So they are adding 80 each time. So add 80. How would the table change if the rule is multiplied by 8? Explain. The table wouldn't change. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes. So add 80 or multiply by 80, right? Okay, so 3 times 80 is 240. Now they're saying, what would happen if I multiply by 8 and not 80? So these would become 24, 32, 40, 48, and 56. So So if you multiplied by 8 instead of 80, you would be eliminating the zero basically. Okay. And so our our products would be 2-digit numbers, not 3-digit numbers. All right, so page 215, number 15. Devin has 80 books to pack in boxes. She packs 20 books in each box. How many boxes does she need? Write an equation using the letter N to stand for the unknown factor. Explain how to find the unknown factor. So he's going to put 20 books in a pack. I'm sorry, 20 books in a box. So 20 times how many boxes will give me 80 books? To find the unknown number, I can use a number line. You could use a table. You could repeatedly add 20. So multiple ways to find the answer. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. All right, so we're at 0, and we're going to have jumps of 20. There's one jump of 20, 2 jumps, 3 jumps, 4 jumps, 4 boxes of 20. 16. The bookstore has 6 shelves of books about animals. There are 30 books on each shelf. How many books about animals does the bookstore have? Shade squares to make a diagram to show how you can use the distributive property. So our problem is 6 times 30. You notice that these are broken into 3 sections. Is there a way of breaking up 30 into 3 smaller numbers? Yeah, we can have 10 plus 10 plus 10, right? So that would be the distributive property. So it's 6 times 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then 6 times 10 again. And 6 times 10. So 6 times 10 plus 6 times 10 plus 6 times 10. What is 6 times 10? 6 times 10 is 60. So we have 3 sets of 60. So what is 60 plus 60 plus 60? 6 plus 6 is 12, plus 6 more is 18. So 180. Okay, in the box, all I did was rewrite the words. So we shaded 6 rows of 10 because we broke up the 30 into 10 plus 10 plus 10. So that gave us 6 times 10 plus 6 times 10 plus 6 times 10, or 60 plus 60 plus 60. Okay. All right, page 216. Number 17. Cody saves all his nickels. Today he's getting them out of his piggy bank and wrapping them to take to the bank. He finds he has 360 nickels. It takes 40 nickels to fill each paper wrapper and make a roll. How many wrappers does he need? Write an equation using n for the unknown number and find the number of wrappers needed. So he's going to put 40 nickels in a paper wrapper, and we need to know how many paper wrappers he needs to get 360. So 40 times what is 360? Well, we can use a table for this. Okay, number of nickels, number of wrappers, total number. Oh no, that's fine. Total number of nickels. All right, so if we had one wrapper, we'd have 40 nickels. We have 2 wrappers, 40 plus 40 would be 80. 3 wrappers, 80 plus 40 is 120. 4 wrappers would be another set of 40, so 120 plus 40 is 160. 5 wrappers, we would now be at 200. 6 wrappers, 240. 7 would put us at 280. 8, 320. And 9 would put us at 360. So it would take 9 wrappers. Okay, 9 times 4 is 36. So I know that the answer is correct. All right, and 18. Ruben's collecting cans for a recycling contest at school. He makes 2 plans to try to collect the most cans. Plan A, he collected 20 cans each week for 9 weeks. In Plan B, he collected 30 cans for 7 weeks. Which plan should he use? He wants to try to collect the most cans. So Plan A would be 20 times 9. Plan B would be 30 times 7. Okay, so let's just multiply to see which one has more. 9 times 0 ones, 0. 9 times 2 tens is 18 tens. 7 times 0 ones is 0. 7 times 3, well, 7 times 2 is 14. Add 7 more is 21 tens. So 210. So he should use Plan B. Explain how you made your choice. Plan A was 20 times 9, which equaled 180 cans. Plan B was 30 times 7, which was 210 cans. 210 is greater than 180. So use plan B. All right, so that's it for chapter 5. In our next session, we'll start chapter 6, which is division. So until then, may the numbers always be in your favor.